It seems like taking a video in the first try is never going to be achievable. Hello, I'm Xana Renee, and this is my video on my steps to drafting a novel. So first and foremost, when you start drafting a novel, you need an idea. And really, that's it. Woohoo, video's over, all you need is an idea. Go start drafting. But if you're not a writer who likes writing by the seat of their pants, then you might want to think through a little bit more than that. If you're wanting a little bit more to go off of, then I hope this video can give you some advice. We're going to talk through the 5 things I find essential in drafting a novel. And this doesn't only apply to the full-length novels, it also applies to short stories or novellas, or if you want to write an epic. I don't think I could ever write an epic. But yes, so the first step to drafting a novel, in my opinion, is finding your idea. And I think this is a universal opinion no matter who you talk to about starting your novel, is you always need to start with an idea of some sort. So for this video, we're going to use a loose idea from a short story of mine that I'm writing. We're just using these as an example. I'm not saying what is in the short story, I'm not saying what isn't in the short story, just saying that this is loosely based off of a short story that I'm working on. When I first thought of my idea for this short story, it was very simple. It was a girl wants to travel. And from there I was like, all right, so I want to write an adventure. Let's dive a little bit deeper into that. And I came to a girl lives in a land where the earth is hard to navigate and very dangerous to even try. But tales have broken through of the beautiful diamond seas on the coasts. So now we have our idea, and we've mixed in a bit of our second step, the small problem. So we have a small problem. It's what we start off the book with. It's the first thing standing in our main character's way. And that's the terrain of the land that this girl lives in. It's dangerous. She can't travel it alone. She couldn't even try. And excuse you, are you okay? Anywho, we've got the small problem standing in our way. The girl can't even try to navigate this earth on her own. And so with the small problem, we come up with step 3, the small solution. How can the girl achieve her dreams? Well, she decides to travel via hot air balloon. So now we have our idea. Girl wants to travel. Small problem. Girl can't travel by herself, the land is too dangerous. And a small solution. She'll travel by air in a hot air balloon. So this is a solution to the problem that the main character really needs to work towards. And that's when our mean hat as a writer that we have to put on. We as a writer need to make this dream hard to achieve. And there are several ways that we could do this, but mainly this is done by introducing our bad guy. And this is step number 4, the big problem. Now, the big problem is usually something or someone standing in their way. And whatever it is, it needs to be pretty good at dashing our girl's dream of traveling. For example, what if there is a war ravaging the world, and it primarily takes place in the air with flying warships? The girl isn't very easily going to be able to travel through the air if there's a war going on. Or perhaps all airspace in this world is privately owned, and she can't get access to fly. She'd have to pay either large fees, or perhaps flying is just illegal unless you're an elite. Or maybe the materials to make a hot air balloon are expensive, and while the girl saves all she can for the materials, a big bad guy keeps stealing all of our girl's money. There are so many possibilities to stand in your character's way, and you should always do it. If you find a place to be able to step in the way, throw a fork in their plan, do it. Make your main character fight for their dream. It's a much more interesting story to read when our character has to fight for it, and it isn't just handed to them. And they have to think, because it's not easy. And after you finish creating your big big bad problem, you've got to figure out a way to solve it and then resolve your story. This is step number 5, our big solution. Our Diamond Sea girl perhaps joins the military to save the world she so longed to see in the situation where there's a war going on. Or perhaps she finds out a way to defeat the big bad guy who's stealing all of her money, and she's able to obtain the materials to craft a hot air balloon. Or perhaps travel with someone on a hot air balloon. In the case of private airspace, maybe she works her way through society and is able to finally have the status that she needs to be able to go travel. So this is a pretty basic outline, and with it you could go in so many different ways. But put simply, we've got our idea, a small problem, a small solution, a big problem, and a big solution. And at the end of our novel, the girl finally spots the glimmering sea shining over the horizon. So there you have it. That is my basic drafting process. You've got your 5 steps, and once you get them, it's pretty easy to continue to flesh out all the details in between the points. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know by leaving a like or a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. I try and upload twice a week, normally on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but don't hold me to it. Anywho, I hope that you had a very good day and that you had lots of fun watching me today.